Hello friends and viewers, and welcome to my Estra character guide. If you're here for a quick reference, I've created a pocket guide for the beginning of the video. Estra's trait is Sorceress Bane. With this trait, Estra gains jump. At the start of her turn, she will gain a magical shield equal to 150% of her magical defense. When attacking, 35% of her magical shield value is added to her physical attack. This means that in addition to physical attack, magical defense and HP will also increase her power. Estra deals increased damage for each 1 energy her enemy target is missing. Additionally, when attacking a target with 0 energy, her physical attack increases by another 20%. When performing non-instant single-target active attacks against enemies who have magical attack greater than their physical attack, Estra will deplete 2 energy from the target and deal additional physical damage. At the end of Estra's turn, the cooldown of her reaction skill and class skills reduces by 1 additional turn. Here is a quick table summarizing her power gains at each star level. Estra's most notable gains are at star level 3 and star level 5. Estra's initial skill is Shadow Blitz. With this skill, Estra teleports behind the selected target. She will perform a basic attack that deals 40% increased damage and ignores assist, and if the enemy is defeated, Estra re-enters the attack turn. Regardless if the enemy is defeated, Estra can move again for 4 tiles, and this effect can be triggered once per round. At rank 1, I recommend Thunder Arrow. When performing a non-instant single-target active attack, Thunder Arrow initiates with a minor amount of damage, depletes 1 energy from the target, and blocks active skills and energy recovery. By initiating with Thunder Arrow, this helps enable the power gains from Estra's trait into her active attack. Demon Hunting Trap places a beast trap that deals 10% piercing damage and interrupts the enemy turn. This is similar to Place Trap learnable by Miguel, Agile Eye, and Outlaw Archer, but the difference is that Demon Hunting Trap costs 0 energy and has a 4-turn cooldown, whereas Place Trap costs 1 energy, has a 3-turn cooldown, and enables movement after cast. At rank 3, I recommend Shadow Step. Shadow Step is an instant mobile skill that teleports Estra behind the enemy. She steals 2 energy from the target enemy, then depletes 2 more energy. In total, an enemy can lose up to 4 energy. Ideally, cast this when enemies have a minimum of 2 energy to restore Estra's energy pool. You also have the flexibility to use Shadow Step's teleport to push enemy lines or disengage. Estra's Hookshot is a different skill than what we are familiar with from Garcia's and Recruited Assassin's Hookshot. Estra's version of Hookshot has a 3-turn cooldown and blocks passive skills, whereas Garcia's and Recruited Assassin's Hookshot have a 4-turn cooldown and blocks reaction skills. At rank 5, I recommend Shadow Evasion. With Shadow Evasion, before receiving an active single target attack from the back or side within 3 tiles, Estra will teleport behind the target, perform a basic attack that deals 50% damage, and interrupt the target's turn. This reaction skill has a cooldown of 2 turns, though recall that Estra reduces the cooldown of her reaction skill by an additional turn at star level 5. Defense Magical decreases the damage taken from active magical attacks by 15%. This provides mitigation against all active magical damage sources, single target, or AoE. At rank 7, one of her options is Stance of Exorcism. Stance of Exorcism grants Estra a magical shield equal to 80% of her physical attack and gain the magical defense 2 buff for 2 turns. This will bulk up Estra's magical shield even more, but at the cost of 2 energy. At rank 7, Estra's other learnable skill is Potion. With this skill, you can select to cast Blood of Shadows or Water of Exorcism. Blood of Shadows recovers 1 energy and grants the Dark Devourer buff, increasing crit and lifesteal and doubles the effectiveness of Estra's trait. Water of Exorcism is more defensive focused, dispelling all debuffs, recovering 1 energy, and granting Mana Ward. Mana Ward increases Estra's defense by 30%, grants an additional magical shield, and enables control immunity before being hit by magical attacks. When either potion effect ends, Estra's attack and defense are reduced by 8%, lasting for 3 turns. To recap, at rank 7, I recommend Potion. While Stance of Exorcism supplements Estra's trait well, it still comes with a 2 energy cost. Potion comes with options to increase Estra's offensive and defensive power lasting for 4 turns, followed by a minor attack and defense penalty for 3 turns after. At rank 9, I recommend Spine Pierce for her basic attack upgrade. Feverish Attack adds lifesteal to Estra's basic attack. With Spine Pierce does 10% more damage than your regular basic attack, but performs damage once rather than twice. Additionally, when performing a back attack, Spine Pierce will ignore the target's physical shield. This pairs well with her Shadow Blitz initial skill. At rank 11, I recommend No Restraints. No Restraints is a single target attack that will ignore the target's reaction skill. This skill pairs well with Estra's trait as she will deal more damage the more energy is missing from the target, and when defeating the enemy target, Estra will recover energy. Doom Decoy is a passive skill focused on buff management. Before a non-instant single target active attack, Estra will steal 3 buffs from the target and transfer 3 debuffs from herself to the enemy. If the target has 0 buffs and Estra has 0 debuffs, Estra will gain 4 random level 2 buffs. This is my general build recommendation. With this build, use Blood of Shadows from Potion as your primary damage buff, then use either Shadow Blitz or No Restraints as Estra's energy spender. Shadow Blitz will be more efficient to use on multi-target maps, whereas No Restraints will perform better in single-target scenarios. Use Water of Exorcism from Potion defensively as needed, or as an additional minor damage gain once Blood of Shadows wears off. For weapon recommendations, Newborn Blade is a good option for both the physical attack and HP increases. Recall that HP increases Estra's shield ceiling, thereby increasing the damage output from her trait. Void Stab is a good option for the crit and crit damage increases. Everburning Blade is a good option for the direct single target damage against scorched enemies, but assumes you have this weapon at star level 5 to be most efficient. For trinket recommendations, Cage Mask is Estra's astral imprint. Both Cage Mask and Shield of Justice are good trinkets for the passive attack and defense increases, provided Estra is able to avoid the relevant damage type taken. In other words, Cage Mask is strong where Estra can maintain high magical shield uptime by avoiding magical damage taken. Similarly, Shield of Justice is strong where Estra can maintain high physical shield uptime by avoiding physical damage taken. Origin Hourglass is a fine option for the attack increases, while also providing immunity to movement and speed debuffs. Maverick's Cloak is a reasonable option, provided you can maintain Estra's positioning and uptime on the attack, defense, and crit increases. For tarot recommendations, Verdict of Justice is a good option for the crit and crit damage increases. Hierophant's Law is a good option to directly increase single target damage, assuming you roll the additional effect. The Fool's Naivety will increase Estra's shield ceiling, while also granting a damage increase when Estra's max HP and percentage HP are greater than her target. For engravings, Sword and Wand remains the best option for the attack and defense increases after moving 3 tiles. To provide some composition and usage tips, keep in mind that Estra is single target damage focused and does not possess any skills for AoE or cleave. Estra is a physical damage dealer, specializing in energy depletion and performing more damage the less energy an enemy has. She is exceptionally lethal against high magical attack enemies, though she can still be a strong damage dealer against physical attack enemies as well. Recall that when attacking, 35% of Estra's magical shield is added to her physical attack. The value of her magical shield depends on her magical defense, and the ceiling of her magical shield depends on her HP. As such, both magical defense and HP are secondary attributes that increase Estra's damage behind physical attack. Estra is a member of the Drifter and Alacrity categories. Consider building a team with her using Miguel's and/or Cole's leader's auras. For a quick overview of external category buffs, Miguel's Drifter aura gives 5% more attack and 10% more defense than typical leader's auras. Cole's Alacrity aura increases crit and crit damage by 15%. Nurgo's Alacrity aura increases crit only. Try to prefer Cole's leader's aura if possible. That concludes this character guide. If you have any feedback to share with me, please leave a comment below. I'm open to listening and being wrong. I'm another player improving and learning more about Sword of Convallaria just like you are. Remember, If you find conflicting information to other guides or content creators, then that means there are multiple ways to build a character and still achieve success. Finally, my social media contacts are displayed here to connect with me as well. Last but not least, I want to credit and shout out these resources for helping me put together this character guide. Voyage Memento for character build samples and reference links, the No Potion fan site for skill images and skill descriptions, and the Billy Game site for character art assets. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.